All systems have been alerted to your presence, sir.
I have a very bad feeling about this.
I hope you know what you're doing.
The Emperor has been expecting you.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to Monday's Starlight Digest presents the Toy Chest Show. This is episode 3 being recorded on April 8th, 2024. I'm your host, Darth Moocher. I've got Scott Solo here.
What's up, nerds?
We got Grand Admiral Franz.
Hey.
And anybody else who decides to jump in late, we got some feelers out with some extra hosts. But today, of course, we're going to cover all the latest Star Wars collectibles out there with some huge news for our fellow Grand Admiral Franz. It's almost like an end to an era. It's a bittersweet moment until the next thing that we're clamoring for, right? Before we get into all that stuff, before we announce that and kind of like get into the pre-orders and Imperial March, all of that stuff, we've got to kick it over to Scott to get our Patreons / Shadow Council shouted out and everybody who's been digested in the pit to talk Star Wars toys. Let's go.
Woohoo! Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Sarlacc Toy Chest. Special shout out to our Shadow Council. We've got AJ from the Forbidden Panel, Brandon and Anya Epler, Brian C., Cliff, Commander Cook, Crystal E., who is extra wacky today at work, as we were all looking at the eclipse today. Dennis McGrath, Don the Dad Jordan, Eric Grubb, Flavy Davy, formerly of the Nerds with Attitude podcast, Gavin Connor from the Holy Hour All Cure podcast, Justin the Vanilla Thunder, Luke, aka Junk Droid 77. I said it right this time. Mervine Bolanos, Matt Logic. I mean, you try saying Junk Droid 3 times fast. Anyway, Nicholas Schaefer, Papa Schmitty, Ryan, and the Star Joes podcast. And hey, just so you're all aware, Ryan from the Star Joes, he actually has his very own comic book, right? It is the Stealth Hammer comic. And he just launched his issue number 3 Kickstarter on Kickstarter. So just if you want to check out a really cool comic book creator, one of our pals, he's the writer, he hires a bunch of artists. It's a great little comic. So
awesome dude. Yeah.
Check it out.
Yeah. And he's got the other issues on there too as well. So you can get all the back issues. It's great.
Yeah. And it's only 3 issues deep. You can get caught up real quick.
I'm a backer.
So am I. In the chat, in the pit, being digested, we've got, there's Chris Franz. How the hell did he get
an hour ago?
I know, in like 2 places at once. It's crazy. This Scott Solo guy, I don't know what that's all about. Yeah. We've got Quinn the Quesadilla. What is up, Quinn?
Love it.
We've got Junobi, Julianne Ferdy, and Matt Logic 44.
And somebody on Facebook. Facebook. Matthew or somebody.
I do love. I never go on the YouTube and comment, especially before the show, or I don't do it before the show.
Matthew Carlisle.
All suited up and looking proper in there. right?
Yeah.
You'd never know.
Exactly. All right, cool, guys. Well, welcome everybody, and of course, we're here to bring you the updated version of the Sarlacc collecting community and see what's going on around there. Again, I mentioned that we did get some sneak peek pre-orders in, some weird things, but I think first and foremost, we have to give Chris the spotlight here. As Chris, we haven't really brought the Funko Pops into the spotlight, right? The Star Wars collection, but Chris has got the extensive, probably the and definitive Star Wars Pops collection going on behind him there. I've seen it in person. It's amazing.
It's all around him. It's not even just behind him. It's
exactly
like surrounding me.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen your house. You got about 4 other rooms you can
together.
fill. I mean, I'm just throwing that out there,
No.
But go, Chris. What's the big news? What is the big news?
For all the years I've been collecting, right? And there are 600 some odd in here, right? Take away the $1,000 ones I don't have, right? I don't have the glow in the dark Kenobi. I don't have the original Qui-Gon, and I don't have a proper holographic Maul, right?
Right.
I do have a bootleg, right? But going through all these and everything they have, and I have 812 different Grogus at this point, and they have yet to make a battle droid. Right?
Crazy.
And going to town all the time. Every time there's a post about a new Star Wars pop, it's like, great, can I get a battle droid? I'm done with the chocolate covered, wrapped up Valentine's pops. Give me
that's so dumb.
Stop with all that. Give me a battle droid. It's the main the main army of an entire trilogy. Right.
Yeah.
It's like
you got us clamoring for it.
It's like not having a stormtrooper, man. You can't not have it. So finally, here we are on the anniversary. The 25th anniversary of episode 1, and I finally get the battle.
Yes, and he looks great.
Because let me tell you, dude, I've been to the point where I was going to get one of the old school Funko Wacky Wobblers,
right?
For that, just to put it in the stack, just to have a battle droid in this collection, and that pretty much looks just like it. But I love it. He ordered 5. Look at Genobi. Genobi ordered. Julie ordered 5 Roger Rogers.
You have to, right?
And I almost did. I said that in the chat too. I'm probably going to build an army. But to Scott's point, I'm going to get 13 variations within 2 months now.
You will.
You will. We're going to have different colors on their stripes. We're going to have one with a notepad from Kenobi.
And you almost deserve it, though. I mean, seriously, because about all those Grogus that you have back there. The battle droid is one of those things where you go, okay, they got you one. Is this a preview of like 400 of them that you? Because I mean, look at the variations. Look how many variations.
Now they have the mold. They're not going to make that mold, which is very peculiar, right? They're not going to do that mold and just make one when you can easily make a whole bunch of money off that same mold.
And is that what they were waiting for? You think? I mean,
I don't know.
When they dropped the Hasbro one, the original Hasbro, when you had the blaster shot, the lightsaber slash, you had the clean, the dirty variants, not to mention like 9, you're gonna be inundated now with dozens and dozens of battle droids.
You saying that, I'm actually surprised. I haven't seen a chase in a while, right? I don't remember the last chase I've actually gone after. That would have been a cool one right off the bat, right? Just to go right for a chase on the battle droid. But I'm glad they didn't, because let me tell you too. Because nothing's a chase, hardly anything sells out anymore, right? Maybe a con exclusive here and there, but you can get those pretty easily. Yeah. The battle droid, I got it the night before. Like it came through it wasn't Funko Finder. Everything was Funko Pop News on Facebook, right? Posted it up there, but you had to take like a leap of faith, because when you click the link, it didn't describe what it is. It just says a Funko Pop.
Oh, right? Wow.
It has the price. The picture is the blacked out silhouette, and there are 6 of them. So you just go in there, start adding, and I can tell which one was Maul on the bike. We'll go into it in a minute, right? It was $29.99. But then as you go through, I'm just adding them all, and not until after you buy it and after you go back in and you look at your orders, do you see the picture and the description? I'm like, okay, I got a battle droid.
Wow! So it wasn't even like a major announcement. It was just like, there it is.
Then the next, because it was supposed to come out at 9 the next day, so I wasn't really paying attention to them all. I'm probably going to go get another one, right? Yeah. Like 9:45 when I remembered to do it, because I've already had it. The battle droid was gone. So was Amidala on the throne.
Yeah.
Which actually surprised me, but maybe because the original Amidala, the Queen Amidala is one of the rarer ones. You know,
Sure,
so
and
it's-
the
While we're
accessory
talking about this, well, I'm gonna pull up the image just so we can talk about it. So
yeah,
cool.
dig
Well, I
this.
got-
So we'll go right through them. Okay, let's hit the first ones on the right first. These are the things that piss me off, right? I'd like the comic variants or the retro look.
right.
I didn't need them for these guys. I like them for the original.
But you
trilogy
have them,
guys.
right? You have the comic variant.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
all
So I'm
right.
getting them fine. We'll leave those out for now. Okay. We'll leave them out completely, but yes, I get them. Okay. So on the actual pop side, not the bullshit use a mold
Right.
side.
I
We
understand.
have the Anakin, which at first kind of bugged me because I have Anakin in goggles. But then I think
Okay.
about him. Oh, you know what? My other Anakin is in pod race goggles, not Naboo Starfighter goggles.
There you
this
go.
is rad. So new one. Obi-Wan. Super excited about Obi-Wan because
that's a
when
cool one.
when I go through all the characters, like I can go through Anakin like his whole life, right? Up until his death. You can even get him in Vader laying on the floor now in a Return of the Jedi one, where he's laying on the floor unmasked.
Yeah.
So you get him till the end, everything but oh no, I have Anakin in a ghost form too. So yeah, I have Anakin's whole life. Same with Luke. You know, you have him him from the age of the Kenobi series all the way through, you know, and now finally Kenobi the same way, because I didn't have it in Kenobi because you never had the episode 1. So that's really cool there. Jar Jar, all of a sudden we went from Jar Jar being a grail and really hard to find, and that's the original one, to now I have like 3 or 4 different Jar Jars.
Yeah.
You know, even one where he was fighting Grievous. You know, it's just
right. The one that just came out with.
It's just gone Jar Jar mad lately. So I do expect to see more Jar Jar, by the way.
Absolutely.
Because we're getting a lot of Jar Jar stuff going on. The Padme. So there's 2. Okay, Watto looks like. Let me go to Watto first. Watto looks like the exact same mold I already have. I can't see a difference in it, so I'll have to get it up close and put it in there. But I did order it, but it looks like the exact same original mold.
Gotcha.
Now the 2 Padmes are cool because the Padme Tatooine we didn't have, and again, Padme was really there. There weren't any Padmes either for a very long time. Just that one where she was in the Queen getup right there by herself, no throne or anything, and that was a grail for still is for was the only one of her for a very long time. Then they came out with the midriff rip from episode 2,
right?
And then it went crazy. And then she has a bunch of them. So the Tatooine one was missing, so that's a good add.
Oh,
and
good.
Yeah. And then the throne. I mean, it's a cool one. I already have that pop. I don't know if I need it on a throne, but it's a cool one. And then the Maul, kind of the same thing. It's cool enough. You know, I was never a big fan of the rides. I'm still not. I only get them because I'm not going to not get them.
Right.
You know, and that's
you've already started it. You already started.
It sucked. You get a Vader on a TIE fighter and his head poking out, and you're like, this sucks. I hate this pop.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you have every effing one of them.
Of course, man. Yeah.
Just gonna get the dark side, guys. Just gonna get the droids. 600 and some odd pops later.
Just gonna get everything.
Gonna get everything. But that's it. So that's a pretty exciting drop.
It is.
Were there other things I would have done? Yeah, I need Droideka. You know, where's the destroyer in here? And
right.
You know, and B2 wouldn't have been in this set here. But getting a B2 would be cool. But a Droideka would make sense. And that would be it, right? To give me a destroyer and the chase with a destroyer with a shield around it.
There you go.
Ooh, that'd be cool. That'd be very cool.
Yeah. That would be hard as hell to find because everybody go after that one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Those. And now, so the question being, so I guess I could still complain about those, right? We can probably drop that now. So what am I wanting now? It would be the destroyer, and we're probably going to get it now. I won't be complaining long. Asajj, it's time for an Asajj Ventress pop for sure.
There's no Asajj at all.
No Asajj. We went from like a bunch of these people that we had none of for a long time, or one of like Grievous and all that. Now I have several different variants and all this stuff. So I'm assuming Asajj with Bad Batch is going to hit. And maybe before I even get the Bad Batch, we'll get some con will come up, and I'm going to get a Clone Wars Asajj, would be my guess. But either way, I know she's coming. We'll get a bald one and a one with hair.
Right.
Yeah.
So that'd be cool.
I'm sure. I'm not even, it's obvious, right? But so was a battle droid for how many years?
Yeah.
Well, Julie is also on there too. She's a pop collector. They look so good. She's also talking about the variant battle droid 3PO variant. Yeah, of course, that should be coming.
As much as I hate it, that would be a cool 2-pack
in 3 years,
right?
When they do
that would be a cool 2-pack, like they did, or even a movie scene, because like they have Han and Chewie tied together or something like that. Having those two linked on a 2-pack would be cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
The head and the body,
not the Jar Jar Grievous one. It would be like something that makes sense, right? Quinn the Quesadilla. I'm not a Funko fan, but that mall is really 100%. I live vicariously through Chris because and of course Matthew Carlo, my son. I thought my son had a huge pop collection with nearly 200.
That is a pretty huge collection. Right?
That is a nice one too. And as we will see later on, somebody else that's in the pit has a nice pop collection too. Well, we'll get to that. Lack Zivrak checking in. Make sure to hit that like button. Of course. You're here. Why not?
Haven't seen Lack in a while.
And of course, Mando Mike checking in. Hey guys, what's up? Sure. And pop.
You know what? I do love my pops. You know, the 1 point of articulation is pretty hardcore, pretty good.
You know what? They're cool, man. Because again, we've said this before. Like, you know, you and I basically our collections 2.0 have evolved into something different, right? Something a little bit where we did the 3 3/4 stuff. We lived out stuff, and it was great, fantastic. Now it's like the next thing to, you know, once we got kind of like moved on from those, it's fun to explore something else. Like I'm doing this again, but something I had ever had. I never thought that I would, you know, like you would get into pops this much, you know, which is fantastic. It's great.
Yeah, I think it's fun because, you know, I don't think I ever would have got back into figures like you did, right? And like Scott still had.
Yeah,
he never left. Right? I don't think I would. I would have found myself buying the same stuff again and getting really mad about it. You know,
sure.
I bought this for a lot. I sold this for probably less, or, you know, whatever it was, or maybe more. Who knows? And I'm doing it again. I would have been mad. So this felt like I get to do the whole thing over again, but in a different way. So I'm like, they're the same but different.
Yeah, I felt like that too with the 6-inch, because it's like, okay, the first time Star Wars ever been 6-inch. Let me go with that route. I feel a lot better about it than going back and trying to do
the same thing.
Right? Yeah, like I still don't buy the 3 3/4 other than vintage, you know, 70s to 80s stuff. And but it just feels different. It feels like a refreshing collection, and I'm having fun buying it as it grows, you know.
Now I'd imagine that's different for Scott because he never stopped. Right.
Yeah.
So therefore, it's none of that. Like you wouldn't have that feeling of ever. You just see the collection just go and go and go.
Oh yeah, like his 3 3/4 IP is, like he says, world building to the max. I mean,
right now it's to the point though where I came across the Finn figure and the Clone Trooper, right? Because Finn and the Clone Trooper come in the same wave together, and I had them in my hand, and I'm looking at the price tag because they were at GameStop, and I'm like, no. I'm not going to pay $17 for a vintage collection Finn and a Clone Trooper. I'll wait until I find them at Walmart or something else. But those are both figures that we've already received in vintage collection. So here we go again, right? Mm-hmm. It's but unfortunately,
we've talked. I mean, we've kind of told that there is a demand, not demand, but there is a good reasoning for that kind of stuff. It's to get the new people in, people that want to catch up, and in a way that kind of gives it an updated catch up too. So it's not like reissuing the same waves that you got 5 years ago. It is it's like but there is that whole balance thing about like here's new and old, and there's a good mixture of it, and that still needs to be worked out, I think.
Here's the issue though, and it's silly. It's just me and my OCD whenever it comes to these vintage collection figures. Whenever they re-release a character in a certain outfit, they usually keep the same figure number. Each figure is numbered on the back of the package, right? So they're currently up to like 315. So there's 315 vintage collection figures out there, right? Finn was early on, he was like number, I don't know, 60 or 70 something. He is now number 308. So it's the same character, the same costume.
You don't really have 300 in some individual. Yeah, I get you.
So yeah, it's like, why did they decide with this particular Finn to renumber him? And it's just, that's frustrating because I keep them all pegged up. They're all pegged in numerical order. And I get to 308 and I'm like, God, it's the same figure that's over there. But if I skip it, then there's a hole in the collection.
Wait, son of a... I'm never going to Scott's house now. So I'm never going to go to his peg room.
Yeah, he's got a peg room.
You need to. You got to come into my peg room.
Never going in the peg room. No. Creepy ass.
Julie is asking Chris, did you collect the Funko Hikari as well?
No, strictly these guys, and it had to evolve into obviously the pops and the rides and the those dumb things.
Please pardon my ignorance.
Indulge.
I'm not even. I don't follow up on it. It's a different look. It's not a bobblehead. Like these are pop vinyls, right? The bobblehead pops or the funky, chunky looking guys. Funko has a couple different lines of things that are kind of similar.
Gotcha.
Different collections, but I don't. Yeah. I only stay on this.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Matthew, I agree with this. A lot of collectors thought that pops were only a fad, but they are here to stay. Yeah, when they first came out, I thought, because I was gifted a Frankenstein and an R2 and 3PO. I'm like, oh, these are cool little novelty things. You know, it's like a bobblehead, and the Star Wars are bobbleheads. And then I didn't know until like you go to like the store, like Toys R Us when it was a thing, or Hot Topic, and you get walls of it. I'm like, holy shit! They like the IPs ran ramp. I mean, they just went nuts, right? It was a whole pop culture phenomenon.
There's a worry of the overdoing it, and I think we saw that a little bit last year when a lot of clearance and a lot of these stores started making their sections a lot smaller. You know, so I think they kind of went through that, maybe figured it out. And then maybe this pre-order, because they do a shit ton of pre-order, right? It's all pre-order. And you don't catch a lot of it on the shelves, not an overstock. So maybe they got themselves sorted out and it'll be better. But I think for a minute there, it was probably scary that it was going. And I was starting to get scared. So I'm like, oh man, look at all these. I don't have a battle droid.
Yeah. It's going to stop when you have no battle droid. It's just dude. I know.
Could you have been mad. But then I think, what happens when it is done? Because right now it's ever growing and it's fun, right? Like when it's done, what do I do?
No, it's not for us. It's never satisfying.
You know what happens then? Because I'm caught up, right? And that's hard enough. So then you get me into these effing cards, and then it becomes something else. And then
I know, man.
That's the problem. So to the Hikari stuff, right? Do I collect other things? That's the problem. I don't try to collect other things at all, right? Because I'll have a problem.
Right.
Exactly. I'm able to keep this back shelf a little bit under control, but it takes effort.
You're doing pretty good at it. He's doing pretty good.
There's a lot of stuff I say no to. I mean, man, do you don't think I want all the Masters of the Universe stuff and all the, I did get my 40th Soundwave that went back up on Pulse.
Nice. And your 4-pack Last Command is coming too, by the way, too.
All right.
We'll announce
so there are and that 4-pack was strictly for Sabayoth.
Exactly.
I don't know about the other three at all. That was,
but Luke is good too. I mean, he looks really cool. But you can probably take those 3 figures and get your money back and have a Sabayoth. Yeah,
because all I want is Sabayoth right in the front of that next Thrawn.
Oh yeah, and he's awesome because it comes with the Force Lightning. And again, we'll show it off later when we do the Black Series stuff.
Yeah,
sure. That's really cool. So we got Rhino Hobbies checking in. We also have Fury. We're gonna have to we'll make sure. I just wanted to give Chris the spotlight a little bit because of pops, and we don't really get into the pops because mostly it's about Black Series, Vintage Collection, other like the main things that everybody kind of gets into. But
I'm actually quite happy that everybody was there was a lot of positive chat, because when you go into collecting stuff, pops aren't exactly the most
but everybody has at least one. I'm telling you, everybody has at least. I'm just saying that in general. But, I've got, like I said, look at. Okay, I have just in reach. I have a short trooper in reach. All right, so I got
Michael and Sheldon right there.
Yeah,
I got Robert Smith and Ahsoka. So hey.
Well, I do have a wall of horror pops. I do have a lot of horror pops. I mean, a lot of them. So, but I think that was more specific. But as far as
the last thing I'll say about them, you know what? I just love them because they're all shaped the same.
Yeah,
right? Yeah. But you know exactly who they are as soon as you see them. Right. Yep. And it doesn't matter if it's Star Wars, obviously, right? But anything pretty much. You see it and you're like, oh yeah, that's the same shape as everybody else.
Yeah.
Same eyes.
Again, and like I said, I don't see this here at my place. So when I go to your place, I'm like, I sit there and stare at it and it's like, this is it's awesome. It's like the other side of things. And it's so cool to kind of again, everybody lives vicariously through some means through all their collections, and like when I go to Scott's room, it's like, holy crap, here's my childhood right here wrapped in this. getting pegged by a 12 by 12 room there. So
check this out real quick. I took a screenshot of us on YouTube real quick, and I wish we were getting this sweet money, but look, we have a Hasbro Pulse sponsored ad down there.
Oh, look at that!
We're not seeing shit from them. What the hell?
I'm growling at it.
Like, what the hell, man? Why,
I mean,
where's
we
that
always
sweet
say it.
Hasbro
There's the
Pulse
proof.
money?
Yeah, look.
We're giving them
fantastic.
money.
Somebody sent me on our very first ad day. It was a Frontier ad. I was like, oh, it's like, I have a shot of that somewhere. They're all like, when did you start getting ads? I'm all right there.
Right. Oh my God. Well,
That's
switching into the action figure world, I gotta ask this too, and in the pit and everything too. Do you guys like this little trickle down pre-order stuff, like one here and one over here, or do you like waves? Like, do you like a live stream that says, "Hey, at 2:00, everything we got 10 figures being pre-ordered. Here's at once." Because I see a
You
trend.
had to do it throughout the day.
Well, the last couple days, it's been like when we get into it's like here's Hammerhead, and then here's this one for like the last command. A couple days later, it hasn't been a consistent. It's always been like these trickle down pre-orders, and
is that because? Sorry,
I don't.
The Imperial March.
No.
Yeah, I think. Well,
Maybe,
some of those
yeah.
are, but they tend to do this.
I wish is being actually having a Hasbro Pulse account. I wish you could go on there and just order the wave. Here's the wave, or here's the individual figures. You just click the wave, you have the whole thing ordered, but now you've got to do individual figures. And they should also have an option to order a case, for those of us who like to have two of everything.
Sure.
Open up. So I would like to see them broaden their horizons, give you more options than just the hunt, the individual hunt figures.
What's frustrating for me is like they'll have a live stream and they'll do 5-6 pre-orders, right? And they go, okay, these go on sale tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern, right? And then boom, you go about your business, and all of a sudden, Yak Face will come up and say, hey, this figure is pre-order out of the blue, not even like it's just out of the blue. It was maybe rumored or whatever, and then I'm glad the Yak Face is on it, because like I would miss half the orders if he didn't post, and it's like out of the blue, here's one figure that didn't even announce on the live stream at all, and then you're like, okay.
I'm so thankful for Yak Face as well, because if you get a fan channel figure and you got to go find them on Amazon, say Amazon gets them, you can't just type in the name of that figure on Amazon. You need to have somebody hunt down that link and share the link, or else you're effed, dude.
Exactly. Like Rhino Hobbies, it makes it a pain to track. It absolutely makes it a pain to track. And that's the whole thing. It's like, I wish on the live, like when they have their live stream, they go, okay, we're going to give you these 5, and then this 6th and 7th one we're going to be sprinkling out through the next couple weeks, so we can keep an eye out. Because sometimes I wake up in a panic, like, oh, I didn't order it, because it wasn't on my mind. Or like I said, I'll get those posts from like Yak Face saying, hey, fan channel exclusive or whatever. Okay, cool. And I'll jump on. Like I said, if we didn't have those guys in our little collecting lives, then I'd be missing a lot, and absolutely. I don't know why they do that. If I know some are exclusives, but they don't even announce them sometimes, and it's kind of wanted to gauge the audience on that too. It's like, it's hard enough to keep track of the waves and what they've got going on, but these little one here and then 2 weeks later one here. G.I. Joe is great for that too, right? They do a whole wave. I mean, 10 figures. We're going to cut back, and then the next 2 weeks, here's 5 more figures that we didn't announce at all, and we're just gonna go.
Airborne, big boa, quick kick. Oh my god, that was just Target, dude.
That's one of those lines that's really hard for me to be like, no. This whole time, it's been really difficult because they keep getting better and better and better. Yeah, but, had I jumped in the beginning, I'd be toast right now.
Okay, well, I'm gonna get into the Black Series and what they announced and what's been going on. So the people who are collecting the Black Series, you should be getting shipping notifications on Anakin, Padme, the Mace Windu 2-pack, and the Super Battle Droid and 3PO variant. Battle Droid variant, whatever it is. Those have been shipped. I got notifications on those. Those have been shipped and everything. I'll pull up the graphic here. So we got our outstanding pre-orders as follows, and move those exclusives over there. And we had 3 new drops from the last one that we got, the last show that we did to today. We've got Hammerhead is coming, pre-ordered. We've also got the Hasbro Paul's Disney Store Clone Wars Battle Droid 2-pack, and the one that Chris wants just for one figure. We got the Last Command 4-pack at the Hasbro Paul's Disney Store, and I believe none of these have been sold out, so I think they're all still available to get them. Again, I took off the ones that I know that have been shipped, and then this is a snapshot of what is yet to hit our shelves. It's not that, I mean, it's there, right? It's not, there's some there, but it's not like, oh my God, we're waiting for like 50 figures like we were, you know? So it is starting to give us a little bit of an idea of how they are marketing or whatnot. But I am waiting for like
from an outsider looking in, this is a really good mix of stuff, right? Like you have a old school figure that's been updated. You got some prequel stuff.
a new shows, old another prequel, Coyote Monday in there. I mean, this is really good. I mean, I don't like maybe the holographic Vader is cool, but I don't like that gimmick at all with them.
I don't either, but the Vader makes sense.
Yeah,
and
it looks cool in that picture. That picture looks great, so it's throwing me off. And then so it's a great. It seems like a great set. Looking outwards, looking in. But you know what's funny? You know how fast I jumped on that Sabayoth thing with you, right? I was like, let's get this done. I still haven't ordered Thrawn.
Oh, you haven't gotten that Thrawn? the Ahsoka Thrawn?
I don't know if that says something about that Thrawn or me. I don't know.
I mean, I thought you would have, because you got the hot toy coming, which looks amazing. But that figure looks amazing though too.
That shows up. I'm gonna be like, what?
You do have the hot toys coming.
I would have forgot about that completely.
All of a sudden, you're looking at your bait. Oh, what's this?
It would have been this year before I saw
a month.
Yeah, I would have saw it right there, and I'll be like, "What the hell is this?"
But like, let me put it back up. I don't know if that. I mean, of course, I have to get a bigger picture, but that Thrawn looks really, really, really good.
Oh, he does. He absolutely does. I think it's just because it's so far away. Isn't that like next year?
It is next year. So you got time, right? But because I think he's still available. I think all these are still available. None of the only thing that was sold out was that Mace Windu Clone Trooper, but they had restocked their pre-orders or whatever it was. So that is still available. I think you can still go on Pulse and get that one if you want that one. But that
Hammerhead. I ordered the Hammerhead because
so
I don't
deluxe price.
Deluxe
price $34.99, and he comes with a blaster and 3 extra cups for your cantina playset that you have to buy 5 of. But no, he comes with 3 extra little glasses. You know, that's cool.
No, it's not, dude.
I know. I'm just it's better than just a blaster.
Can I see that picture of the cups?
I don't have it on here. We have to pull it up.
I'll look it up. Yeah, I'll look it up.
It's the same 3 cups that comes with the cantina set. It's the same.
Are they just little cylinders?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, so basically they're the ends of some print they're doing, and they're just like call them cups, and just put them in the sets. And
extra plastic,
that's all it is. It's just the extra plastic from some print.
I'm cool with extra cups if we had extra patrons. You know, like, but where's the extra patrons? Why do
I need 12 cups when I've only got 2 aliens?
I mean, they're kind of nice looking cups.
They are some nice looking Tatooine cups.
They're great looking cups.
I'm saying like it's like we can never get we really honestly can never get a satisfied like deluxe version of a figure of accessories, right? Because all they'll say is like, we gave you extra cups. But here's the question: like, what would accessories come with on a Hammerhead? Like, what extra accessory would we want? You know?
Yeah, really.
Yeah,
not at all.
They're different cups. I just had 3 blue cups in my head. That's all I had in my head. These are super fancy, way worth it.
Yeah,
totally. Yeah, those are deluxe cups right there.
Is that a deluxe figure? Is that what you're saying?
It's a deluxe figure, $34.99.
That really is dumb.
Well, he's massive.
Taller.
Yeah, he's big. He's a big character.
Yeah, because we have Doc Ondar, which is probably the same mold, and it's a great figure. It's great.
It really is.
I would love for the cups and any other patrons that they do with the cantina that adds on to the playset that they released, like a little like more stools or another add-on kind of stuff that comes with these figures at a $40 price, and then now you can build out even if it's just the bar scene, right? It doesn't have to be the tables and chairs and all that stuff. That would go a long way, I think, with the collectors. I think it would go a long way with just people not complaining about it. So
Rhino
I don't know.
How is he supposed to drink from those cups? Very carefully.
Yeah.
When they do a muff pack, and Kabe said they'll come with a straw, 3 straws.
Exactly. Yeah, good question. That's the thing. So maybe it is a build a wave something, because he ain't drinking out of those cups. So the other figures that he comes with, or that'll come with, maybe those go to those guys. And I don't know. I'm reaching, man. I'm reaching.
The thing that's a bummer, though, is it's all part of that world building, right? You can't we don't have a full cantina bar, right? But you've got people who are out there 3D printing and creating 3D print files for backgrounds and play sets that they're just not going to make, right?
Right.
Like Tashi Station Emporium, right? I mean,
those guys are good.
That guy is pretty good, right? He creates walls and all sorts of cool shit. So,
Hasbro ain't gonna do it. Like
no,
especially in the Black Series, the 1/12 scale. It's out of reach for Hasbro to market it, because they can't sell enough for their bottom line. They just can't sell enough. So
cost prohibitive.
So the third party comes in, and I think that's why Hasbro kind of turns a blind eye to a lot of that stuff. Like, we're not going to do it. We can't stop them, or even if we try. I know a couple other 3D printers out there that do things, and Hasbro sends them a cease and desist. They just say, "Nope, I'm still doing it. I don't care." So it's like, okay, they tried, right?
Yeah.
We'll see.
It's just frustrating, right? Because I know how much you would absolutely love.
Man.
Ain't gonna do it.
Hashtag Hasbro ain't gonna do it. That's true. I know where you're going with that. It's like, if Hasbro did an official set, of course I would buy it. I mean, because it's cool. And again, I would love to build on it. Now, it doesn't have to be this massive, cantina or a massive whatever. It just has to have some sort of aesthetics that you can put these figures in its place. You know what I mean? Like with the Black Series, it's a hard line to, do the world building. Because like I said, even that we mentioned Classified will come into a problem where it becomes like out of control. That is a massive vehicle, ship, or whatever it is, that it's not going to pass. It's going to be like, it's too much. It's just too much,
I caught a lot of people talking smack about Hasbro not creating vehicles and play sets for the Black Series. And I'm like, we tried that. It didn't go.
We tried. Nobody bought them.
No, nobody bought them. The TIE Fighter was too big. The Snow Speeder was too expensive. Everything was too much this or too much that. It's just, whenever you're dealing with a property like Star Wars, it's everything is huge, right? G.I. Joe, you've got a Jeep, you've got a tank. They're massive, but they're more reasonable, right?
Yeah. What Black Series does, what they could do though, is still give us those smaller vehicles. Like the smaller vehicles still can work. A STAP with a droid. I mean, that's a statue almost, and that would be amazing. Even you could even do, from the droid tanks down to, I don't know, you might probably have to limit it at a Starfighter. Naboo Starfighter is probably the small, or an A-Wing probably the smallest ship that you could probably get away with.
Jedi Starfighter from Revenge of the Sith. I think that is a little more compact, you're probably still looking at something like that.
Oh yeah. It's still a big feat to do, but it is a scale that's hard to expand on fully. But the 3D printers got you. I mean, for example, I designed a throne room to scale for a 1/12, and it is, to give you a perspective, it's 41 inches wide or length, 31 inches wide, and 31 inches tall. And I don't even know where to put it, but I'm going to have that available, for people to print themselves. But it's going on that kind of scale. It's just,
and it looks incredible.
So I don't even know what to do with this big ass monstrosity.
I know.
To you.
Exactly.
People do have room.
Absolutely. Well, I did find room, but I can see how that could be a problem with Black Series itself, And so that's why I get the Micro Galaxy Squadron, because it's like the ships, and I can get all the ships, and I can put them on one shelf, Which we'll have to maybe next episode. I'll comprise a Micro Galaxy Squadron collection. What's out there, and
cool.
there are maybe there will be some interest in the pit that collect them, because I collect them, and they're getting better and better.
You do that, I'll do one for Hot Toys, because we've got a lot of Hot Toys that are
Hot Toys. Too. I mean, we can hit the helmets, we can hit, so, but there's also the vintage collection, which is in the spotlight too. So I'll get over to Scott to see what's new, because again, drops that they're just kind of like, here's some drops, and run with it.
So what I decided to do was I went ahead and labeled everything that we found as found. Next week, they'll be off the list completely, and then we'll just kind of shift some things around. So what we've got today, Finn, he is out there. You can find him at your local GameStop. Count Dooku's still saying sold out. Okay, I haven't seen him anywhere. But he has been shipping. Right, he's out, but I have seen a lot of people doing photography with him, so I know he is out there in hand somewhere. Probably GameStop, because I think he's in the same wave as Finn. The Mandalorian from the I think that's the Morak. I think it's Morag. Morag. Yeah, the Ring World.
Yeah,
that's the Mandalorian right there. No, it's Mines of Mandalore. That's what it is. Mines of Mandalore. Mandalorian. I found him at Walmart. So with that, there was. The Mandalorian, there was Axe Woves, the Fleet Commander, Grogu, and Huyang. All of those are in the same wave together with a repack of Grand Admiral Thrawn from Rebels. So those are out there hitting Walmart right now. The price tag said $16.97, but when I went to ring them up, they all came up as $13.96. So they were, still overpriced, but not as bad as it's gonna get. Apparently,
right. They're exactly, not nearing $20 like they were.
No, not
ridiculous.
Yeah. I know
it really is. It really is. Now the the Finn, the Count Dooku, and the Clone Trooper, those are all at GameStop, which that's your $16.96. That's your $16.96 price tag right there.
Right.
We still also have upcoming the E-Wing Fighter, as you see, Jabba the Hutt's play set. Of course, the pipeline reveals from last week or 2 weeks ago. We haven't seen any updates on those just yet. And of course, the troop builder sets, the zombie troopers, those are all coming. And the ghost. Come on, bring it. Got to get the ghost.
And in a couple weeks, we'll have another HasLab.
I don't even want to think about it.
That's a bad idea.
I know.
But
we'll have to
overlap them, man. That's
yeah.
Well, is that the definitive Vader there? Did we discuss that?
That's the definitive Vader.
It is the definitive,
A
New Hope.
So
a New Hope definitive.
I got to get another new one. Damn it.
Here's my shelf of definitive Vaders.
Right. So this was the pre-order that just dropped this week, or I think it was last week at this point. You've got a deluxe Zeb, a Kanan from here's the Kanan is from seasons 1 and 2. Zeb is from seasons 1 and 2, and Ezra is from season 4.
Yeah.
And Ezra's the same one they're releasing with the Ghost. So it's like, what are we doing?
But the artwork's different, right? Because the Ghost artwork carded was exclusive to the HasLab, right? So these were like the mainline releases, which we did probably saw these coming a mile away. Being those like HasLab that you can only get these here, and people are like, well, what if I don't want it? It's like, relax. Hasbro is not shy about giving you more options for the same figure.
I'm just
kind of great looking figures.
They are good. Those look like
great.
Black Series, didn't they? They kind of had that Black Series feel.
Sculpt-wise. Yeah, you know what? I forgot they weren't. They sure did look like just regular old Black Series. That was
No, I just want I want Ezra in his season 1 and 2 outfits, right? With the longer hair and the scar on his cheek and all that. That's the Ezra I'm looking for. So, and the the lightsaber blaster combo that he's got in that. So
deluxe in both these worlds in TVC and Black Series just means more plastic on the toy.
Just a bigger figure.
Heavier figures are the deluxe. That's it. Because Kersantin, right? They were all the Gamorrean. They were all really just a figure. Fatter, taller.
Vintage collection tends to add a little more weaponry or some hands and stuff, but not in the sense of like
the Yoda's not cheaper.
No.
Okay, just checking. And R2 is not cheaper.
No.
Got you. Just checking.
Yeah.
Just-
Grogu by itself was Grogu and the Porgs. I'm talking Black Series. Were the only time I believe that they had the Porgs
Special
were
price.
$9 or something. And
in a little
Grogu
box.
was like, it was like it was that little box.
Yeah.
I think that was the only time that I ever saw a price reduction on as far as like, all right,
That'd
this
have
is
been
a little
if you tried to charge for a full ass
20.
Grogu.
I mean, look what they did the last Grogu Black Series. It was Grogu I mean, it was all the accessories, $20, but it was basically the same figure we already have from a collection of all the Grogus that were released. So I passed on that big time,
So what we have found though is that the deluxe figures like Chrysanthemum and Sabine and Jedi Luke and the Tusken chief, the female Tusken with the massive dog, those have all gone on clearance. So those are all about $8 now at Targets. So if you're out and you find a Target and you're in the market for those, go find them now because they are all. Saw Chrysanthemum again today for $8, and I'm like, that's a good price for a deluxe figure right there.
Those are like the I always have like 3 different prices in mind. One is that clearance too cheap, where it's like, is the figure okay? The other one is that just right sweet spot, sweet spot where like, okay, I get this price, and then there's the okay, I'll still buy it, but I'm pissed at buying it because the price is so high. And they never.
That's usually where I live.
Yeah,
I live in that zone.
Because of pre-orders.
Because
of pre-orders and the way I have bought almost every single figure I own on a retail price, not clearance, not because I mean I don't know. It's like you never know what figure sells out, especially like you go to Hasbro Pulse, right? They release like a wave of 5. And like one will be sold out, and then like the ones that you wouldn't even think. So now I'm in this mode of like, I got to pre-order all of them. Yeah. The one thing that going through Hasbro is great for is that they don't charge you until it's shipped, like until you get the notification. So if you find in the wild, if you get wind that, they're going to be, abundance in the stores, you can make your decisions easier that way. But at the same time, I tend to just let everything go at the most expensive thing I can ever.
It's smarter to do because I don't know if you guys remember, but in the mid to late 90s, early 2000s, every time they would shift a package design, right? Every time the packaging would shift from, say, episode 2 or Power of the Jedi to episode 2 or something like that, right? Or episode 1. Every time your packaging shifts from one collection to the next, that last wave was always damn impossible to find. Yeah. And you would have to spend so much more money to try and track those figures down. Yeah. And that's something that has stopped with the vintage collection because the vintage collection has just carried on for the last 10 years as the ultimate version of each of these 3 3/4 inch figures. Yeah. But I've seen that continue with the Black Series. Every time the Black Series shifts from a package design, that last wave is a little bit tough to find. It's like, shouldn't Kiadamundi already be in hand? Didn't that figure?
I mean, yeah.
I'm like, yes. So my question is, did he drop and he was in one of those transitional waves where nobody's found him yet? I
think he might be the last all plastic free packaging. I think he might be the last one to drop in that wave. Yeah. So that might be a thing. I've got him on pre-order obviously, but I haven't gotten any notification on. He's been like the oldest one I think I still have on pre-order.
Have you looked like on eBay or anything or anywhere to see if he's available?
I haven't seen it in people's hands either. Like I haven't seen anybody have it. So
I don't usually see people walking around with their figures in their hands.
No, I mean like on Instagram or Facebook or whatever. Let's put it that way. Yeah, I didn't see anybody. I don't know what crowds you're hanging around with. Everybody I has figures in their hands. But while Scott's looking that up, I'll just check in with the chat because we got some people checking in here. We got Obi-Wan Kenobi. We've got who else checked in? Where are you? I seen you. Mr. Fives. Mr. Fives checking in.
Fives.
So yeah.
No, nothing yet.
Yeah. Quinn the Quesadilla. See you, man. Catch us on replay. Thanks for joining us. So not Katie, he's not in hand yet. So he's still one of those last waves. What was another? There was another vintage collection. Was a vintage collection that R2D2 got the notification that they canceled all the remaining orders. Was that vintage?
Chopper. Yeah, vintage
Chopper. Thank you,
collection.
Chopper.
It was the Chopper, Sabine, even the Grand Admiral Thrawn, because he was in that wave, but they re-released Grand Admiral Thrawn in the new wave. So
I wonder why Chopper.
Well, Chopper, we're getting him with the Sabine 2-pack, right? So we're
Makes
getting
sense.
that figure again, right?
Got it. Yeah.
It's also possible that he'll pop up again. I mean, he's one of the most popular droids. He'll pop up again. There's no way they won't.
I was gonna say with the Rebels kind of like, what you just said that was coming out, I would figure a Chopper carded by itself would be one of those two, but I think in that 2-pack he is carded by himself with Sabine.
He is
in that. So it'd be redundant, I guess, to because that thing sold out like crazy. I figure okay, why would they? And it wasn't like Hasbro didn't cancel. Entertainment Earth just said like, we got notice that they're not making them for there, but you can still order them on Big Bad. You can still order them on other places, just like Merrick. Merrick is still on pre-order on Big Bad, even. So either they haven't shipped out the notification, or was it just Entertainment Earth's order list that got canceled? Because they're the only ones that had a thing saying like, due to manufacturing, they're stopping, but everybody else, it's still there. You can still pre-order Merrick. Doesn't mean that you're going to get them. Just it's there to, to pre-order.
Where do you usually pre-order your stuff then?
Hasbro Pulse and Big Bad. That's where I get mine. Yeah. If I can't get them on Hasbro Pulse, I go to Big Bad. Yeah.
I usually pre-order on Entertainment Earth or Big Bad Toy Store, but then I end up canceling because I find everything at retail.
Find them in the wild, sure.
Aren't they all usually on Amazon, like my Pops, or no?
Amazon, if you're an inbox collector, like I get a set that I peg. I get a set that I peg and a set that I open, and I will not buy a carded figure from Amazon. They give less than 2 shits about anything.
Yeah.
Which is so funny because I see that in pop pages all the time. And being an out of box collector, I wouldn't care, but I have nothing but
you get it.
Like dude, I get it in pristine shape. As a matter of fact, every time I get something from there, I'm like, God, they only knew I didn't give 2 shits about this box. Like,
I know, right?
Target's the worst. To be honest with you, I have to unwrap things for 3 days to get a Target pop out.
Yeah,
and I'm like, good Lord, just unrolling things. If they even knew I didn't care.
Wow.
Like they should have a thing on there like collector packaging or not.
Like Big Bad does. Big Bad has Big Bad has. If you pay $3 extra, they will like wrap it in air for you.
Oh yeah, I'm like.
They also have they also have a thing on Big Bad. If you don't care and if we want a damage package, if something good, it's $3 less. So there is a standard, a low grade, and a high grade. Like if you want to guarantee, they will make sure this thing is pristine. It's $3, but also they do have a damage section where you can take $3 off too. Big Bad's cool. Yeah, like I'm not gonna talk bad about Entertainment Earth, but they tend to like if you order 5 figures in a wave and one comes in, they will ship that one figure, adding $14 shipping, and then and that's why I was like, okay, they don't have that lump sum shipping like Big Bad does, and that's what really turned me off at Entertainment Earth. Where
see, my thing is with my Amazon, I get no shipping, and I'm straight.
Yeah, exactly. Prime, right? Yeah, and Big Bad only charges $4 flat rate, and it's a pile of loot, and you have 80 days to ship your pile of loot for $4. So they got some really cool perks over there. So that's why they're like my kind of go-to.
Do they come earlier than that? Because I feel like I get all my stuff fast.
Sometimes they come earlier than Pulse. Yeah, sometimes they do. Like if you hit Big Bad right the day it drops, you will get like the first wave of figures probably before Hasbro or even
well in advance of Pulse.
Yeah.
Pulse sometimes will just hold on to figures for a long ass time. But yeah, Big Bad's pretty good about that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you're also, I don't know, I was trying to shoo my cat away from destroying everything. But, did you mention though that Big Bad also happens to be about $1 to $1.50 more expensive?
They're $1 more. Yeah, they're $1 more than retail. Like if it's $34.99, it's $35.99. Yeah, dollars. So you add, you add a couple dollars, a little expense to it. So I mean, it might work its way out. Yeah, it might work its way out if you order a lot and then order, at retail. But we got Santo 1414 checking in. Yeah, guy. Just a reminder, 5:30 every other Monday we'll be doing the toy talk, the toy chest. Obi-Wan Kenobi, I use Big Bad Toy Store or Pulse for everything. Never a damage problem. Yeah, I have like Big Bad's very good at it. Pulse is pretty good. I think probably overpackaged a lot of stuff too. I get like a big box with a little figure and just bubble wrap the whole thing. So I mean, they've been pretty good. I haven't had a problem with them.
Yeah.
All right, so so we're getting to the point where I do a spotlight. We do a collection spotlight, right? And today's spotlight is no stranger to our show on Wednesdays, and she's in the pit right now. So Julianne Fernie was posting some cover collections and everything, and I said, "Hey, let's do a spotlight, let's see, because awesome. I love to talk about other people's collections and everything." And again, she's a big pop fan, and she's got some grails in here, and it's again a very, very personal collection to her. That a lot. She said that it's not a big collection, but it's a personal one. I said, hey, all collections are personal, and it's all about what you collect and what you love to do. You can have one figure on your shelf, and that's your collection. So so first off, thank you, Julianne, and thank you for sharing. So I had to put a collage because she had a lot of pictures here.
Wow.
Yeah. So the wall of pops is awesome. I love the coloring because the lightsabers when she has it on is great. Like look at that coloring in that bedroom. The bed sheets, the lounge flies, backpacks, the plushes, amazing. Again, another pop collector.
Right, the bottom center.
Yeah,
and
bottom
the
center.
Left bottom.
Yeah. So
Kenobi.
Look at all the autographs she's got.
Wow.
That's a Grail Kenobi, and it's autographed.
See.
That's cool.
Awesome. Really cool. Yeah, I love seeing this.
Oh,
stuff.
So on the right there, the last thing before the stormtroopers, that's a Hikari.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. See, if I got into all that, dude, I'd be broke. I can't do
that. Is the Hikari not like extensive as the pops?
Not as extensive, no.
They just There's like a smaller version of it, but still. It's still more than what you want to collect.
Yeah,
I get it
again. I can't.
All right.
That's a great that's a great collection. I love it.
I love it. I love how it's displayed too. Like, come on. You have a Star Wars room there. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
And again, I think if I'm not mistaken, doesn't she have I think she has a proper Fett droids pop in her collection somewhere too, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe I'm mistaken.
Oh.
But that Kenobi, either way, that Kenobi is one of my my aims one day when somebody wants to throw me one.
Nice.
Out of the box, even. I'm cool.
We got beautiful collection. Of course, Julie I have two Kenobis, one signed and one not. Awesome. Julie, do you buy two of everything, or do you not two of everything, but like when you do get an autograph one, do you want one proper as a display and then a showcase or showpiece? That's always interesting to me because I know Scott does the autographs too on figures. Do you guys like tend to go, okay, this is my autograph section, or just kind of like this is the definitive mitten box figure with an autograph, or do you kind of like want two of them?
I put mine on a separate section just so I can look at them at all times.
There you go.
Yeah. That's so cool though.
And nice. Julie has two rooms. Awesome. Julie, thank you very much for sharing. Again, we'd love to see this and showcasing people's collections is
love it.
Every time, I mean, we all like when we go to other people's houses and stuff, and it's a talking point, right? And we just stare at it, even though we can almost have the exact same figures. It's just the way people display their collections, and the personal stories that come along with it. A lot of it is talking with Julie and stuff, and that kind of everything hits home with them when people discuss why they collect Star Wars or toys in general. But Star Wars is a different special meaning, right? That if you ever want the true meaning of Star Wars, go to a Star Wars celebration, and those 3 days or 1 day you're there, you will walk away going like, I understand why I love Star Wars. And a collection that you can get lost in and just kind of stare at it and forget about your day or whatever is going on. I think that's why we collect, is not just to relive the moments of the movies and stuff, but it's this special bond that we have with each other as far as like collectors and Star Wars in general, but it's also again a personal thing? Why certain pieces? Where were you at the time? Who bought it for you? You know, where did you get, and how do you collect it? It means so much. Right?
How do you display it? Why do you display it? And why are the ones in the front?
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
You probably tell a lot about a person by their collection.
You're right.
Like going through my shelves. Why are the bad guys? You know, why
is all my sequel? Why is all my sequel figures still not open?
Right. Oh man. Why is Haldo back there?
Why is Haldo on my floor in my office? Not even in this house.
Right. Just chilling. You're at work.
I mean, but no, you're right, because like most of the sequel figures are not up front; they're all in the back row.
Yeah, watching, but probably see
mine are in the corner.
Peg room. I bet you can tell what's in the front is the favorites, right? You can figure out everybody's favorite stuff.
Absolutely, yeah.
Whether it's money or not, whether it might not even be the most
it's
rare
meaningful.
thing. It's just the meaningful ones or the coolest looking ones, even sometimes.
Even numerically, right? I've got them all stacked numerically, right? If there's one that's cooler than the other and it's just one behind, I'll put it in front and make sure it's showcased, right?
That's awesome.
Since I stack them 4 deep, I'll end up doing that shifting around, and I try to go like in orders of stuff, and I'm like, I don't want that one there. I want this mall here, so I need to move somebody over here to get this mall to here.
Yeah. No, I agree. It is funny how that works out. I mean, I look around, I go, because I got like G.I. Joe and I go Star Wars and all these other things, but there is a conscious, unconscious decision of how we display it. You know, like if you had the same figures and then you put it on your shelf, I'm sure it'd be completely different.
Yeah,
it'd be different, and then there'd be a story why you did it, and there'd be a story why I did it, and I think that's where
that's why you were saying seeing the same collection in 2 different rooms would be completely different experience.
It's awesome. Yeah. And it's the stories behind it that makes it even more like damn, I love this. Again, if you ever question like, why do I do this? Just go to a Star Wars Celebration if you haven't, and if you have, you probably know exactly what we're talking about. It's just that the energy that comes out of it is phenomenal. It's great. But if you guys have anybody who wants to be featured in a showcase, send us a DM through Facebook or whatever, or post your collection on one of our socials, and I'll reach out to you and say, hey, let's get you on the next show. So I know we got some lined up, but we got this thing going on. So I'd love to see and hear more stories and everything. And so again, thank you, Julie, for sharing with that. And she is on the lookout for a 3-foot Vader. Chris has got one in his office.
Oh,
that one right there. The 3-foot is. She said that's her ultimate holy grail.
4 foot? Maybe 3.5. I'll have to measure. He's wearing boots.
But that's the one I believe she's after, and that's her holy grail of pieces of all pieces. So if anybody's out there and happens to stumble across one or whatever, hit us up. We'll get in contact with Julie, and we'll make sure she gets it. I think that would be awesome for her to have that. So
you trade for a hollow. No, he couldn't.
How much you attach to that Kenobi?
The unsigned one, of course.
Yeah, well, we'll send Scott up to Alaska. I'm sure he'll, she says shipping to Alaska is brutal. And I said, well, just do a road trip up to Alaska.
Somebody needs to take a cruise at some point, right?
Joey's not busy. I've been to Alaska already. I don't think I'm going back anytime
super
soon.
Busy. I haven't seen Joey in months.
I know. We got Phoenix Richardson's check-in. He says, Scott, give me your entire collection. I'll display at my house, for a different experience.
No. What's up, Phoenix? Long time no see.
Way to entertain it for 0.3 seconds.
No.
Yeah. No. Oh, that's funny.
My Commander Cody that I've got in the glass case over here, the Hot Toys, it came from Phoenix. So
gotcha.
Rock on, Phoenix.
Gotcha. The only Hot Toys I have right now out, as far as what I'm getting this year, would be the Ahsoka, the Ahsoka, the white one that they came out. And you guys know me, how I was with Ahsoka and how I did this whole 180 on her. Ever since that show, I was like, I've got to get a Hot Toys every. That's the ultimate show of appreciation for a character is when you buy the Hot Toys. The Hot Toy, when you're spending $300 on it as the definitive, respect for a character. So
I've got 3 coming. I've got a Chopper, Grand Admiral Thrawn, and Michael Keaton Batman. Because
I really wish I would have been reminded of that Thrawn today.
Yeah,
I really wish I just would have shown up. I don't even know when it's supposed to come out, so maybe I'll forget again. You know me.
Yeah.
So
we said this last week. Julie also said someone gifted me my first Black Series. I may be in trouble.
You are definitely
look behind me.
Yeah.
Someone gifted me my first Black Series, and
my bad.
that's what you're in for right there. Oh,
yeah.
And this is nothing.
All of
this is nothing. You are in trouble. It's a good trouble though. I don't care. We're enablers over here, so.
I have been able to maintain that one. That's nothing but dark side.
Yeah.
Evil, well, and Mando in there. I got Boba Fett when he was still a bad guy, so it counts as a
yeah. I saw I don't know if it was like a Reels or a TikTok or whatever, and it had the compilation of Boba Fett's intro to as the suit proper, and he just comes in, and I'm just like, just stop right there. You know what I mean? That's like if they would have just stopped right there and added those Mandalorian episodes into the Mandalorian series, we would have been so happy.
Yeah, man.
Very, very happy.
At that point, Boba Fett was killing it.
We'd be wanting more. We would be wanting more. Always leave him wanting more, right?
Yeah.
I always thought that after credit scene from the season 2 of Mando was like the best, like him coming in, blasting Bib, taking over the throne. I'm like, that just leave. I don't want any more. Just leave it like that, because that was great. And then we can just like, man, have our dream Boba. I'm serious. Yeah.
We get a headcanon that and just let it. Oh, sorry. We're not on Sarlacc right now. We'll digress.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, but we'll wrap it up, because again, we're going to do this on Wednesday when we do Star Wars proper, when we get everything into the Star Wars world. We got the Acolyte, we've got Skeleton Crew coming. We got so much. We got a lot of Tales of the something.
Ooh, and
Tales of the something.
Ooh.
And Bad Batch continuation is continuing to be good. That's tomorrow night. All right, cool. So I got something to look forward to tomorrow night when I watch TV.
It's like so late tomorrow night. You're gonna watch it at midnight? Yeah, you watch.
I did. I watched the double episode last week. I just had to, because I wasn't doing it until the Saj. I was like, okay, now I'm here. I'm up already. Let's just watch it. You know.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I got a bad feeling this one's filler.
It could be. We only got 4 left, like in the entirety of the 4 left.
You wouldn't think they would, but when you start seeing like a long the clip they shared about the chase, looked like a solo chase, right? From when they were on the train, but they're on a tank. It's like Clone Wars vehicles going back and forth. I just like,
gotcha.
This really feels filler.
Yeah. All right.
We'll see.
Gotcha.
Hopefully, I could be wrong.
Well,
2 minutes.
We could still stretch that filler into an 8-hour show. So you know us. But if
all we need is that last 30 seconds of tease for the next weekend.
That's all.
Oh man, there's 2 hours of theory crafted nonsense. Yeah.
All right. So everybody, thank you very much for joining us on this Monday. We will do this again in 2 weeks. Every other Monday, you can expect a drop from Beyond the Pit, which we just kind of go off the rails on pop culture, anything. We don't even know what the subjects are. We just start recording, and it happened to be a very good conversation, if I may say. But and of course, you can catch us proper Wednesdays, 8:00 Pacific time. We got lots to go over. So with that, I think we got Scott Solo at the Art of Scott Solo and all the Instagrams and everything. We've got Grand Admiral Franz. You'll catch him here. Just say hi. And if you know what, if you want to reach out to him on Twitter /X, he will respond. That is the guy who will respond, of course. Me, I'm here. I'm not doing anything. I'm here. I'm doing my thing. I got Tashi Station Emporium. There's 10% off your entire order. I have gotten confirmation that a 5.0 earthquake approved now, because the East Coast, none of their figures fell.
Nice.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So
Dude, I will say,
it snowed in April in the desert and it had an earthquake in New Jersey.
It snowed here on Friday.
It did. That was so weird.
Yeah.
So weird. No, I bought a Parallax action figure from was McFarlane, and it comes with a stand. I put him on the stand, fell over. I grabbed a stand from you, put it on there. He hasn't moved since. Tashi Station, I'm telling you, it's where it's at.
In fact, the stand will never come off the foot ever again. It's permanently bonded on there. I appreciate that. Yeah. So, and of course, Joey at bootleg at _760 on Instagram. He'll probably, I think he went and saw Godzilla, so I'm sure he'll be talk about that. WrestleMania wrapped up. I'm sure he'll want to talk about that. That's a whole different world. And of course, Ernie, the Fallen Fett Chronicles, every Wednesday before Starlight Digest. So catch Ernie, come over to us at 8:00 and to wrap things up Star Wars wise in the weekly. So with that, I think we're done. Great talk. I can't wait for more pre-orders, more money to be spent. It's just what we do. It's just what we do. So again, everybody in pit, thank you. With that, Scott,
Keep it nerdy, everybody, not broke.
keep your banks empty, everybody.
Yeah, keep your banks empty. Good God.
This is Grand Admiral Thrawn. You are listening to the Sarlacc Digest. What a fascinating play on words.